Mike?
Latoya, with New England being a hub for international commerce on a daily basis, there is concern that Ebola may show up here, though we are told that the chances are remote. But if it were to happen, are Boston hospitals ready? Our Justin Michaels goes behind the scenes of an infectious disease drill at Mass General Hospital.
Maybe Ebola.
It's no one's guess when someone with an infectious disease like Ebola might walk into an emergency room at any hospital across the country. Because of that, detailed drills are done on a daily basis to make sure hospitals like Massachusetts General Hospital are ready.
Have you had any recent travel outside the United States in the last 21 days?
In this scenario, a man who just returned from Liberia came into the ER, meeting several Ebola criteria.
I'm nauseous and vomiting. I just don't feel very good.
Any fevers or anything?
I believe so, yes.
And with that list of self-diagnosed symptoms, a phone call was made.
We have an EBV patient at triage that I'm going to call security and going to go through to the hazmat room.
And the emergency room was quickly placed on lockdown.
We're going to get you in a wheelchair and we're going to get you taken care of, okay?
And a series of steps was taken to minimize the contact this patient has with everybody else. And that does include the now infamous infectious disease protection suits some compare to hazmat suits. Donning that suit is Massachusetts General Emergency Room nurse Jeff Chambers.
What we want to do is make sure that we put ourselves at the least risk possible. I don't think there's ever going to be zero risk.
And that's the point of drills like this, where everybody, including the hospital security personnel, are part of the drill from start to finish. In just a moment, the mock patient is actually going to enter this room. This is a buffer zone between the outside world and the hospital. They're going to come in here, they're going to be prepped, and basically what they're going to do is be covered up. They're going to be cleaned up if necessary, and this room is set to prepare them to enter the hospital to actually receive the treatment. This is the first stop of the quarantine process to make sure this patient is as safe as possible to enter this hospital. And while the patient is in the isolation room, other staff members are preparing another room down the hall for the patient's critical care.
That involves taking a team of doctors and nurses, going through a checklist of exactly how they put on the right personal protective equipment, readying the room to be able to take them, and then putting the patient in that room as soon as it's safe and ready.
Once in the critical care room, the drill concludes.
Roll it down.
With the proper doffing of those infectious disease suits.
I don't believe there's any other way to do it except for physically put the suits on and have somebody watch you and have somebody critique you after.
Do you as a nurse and just as a person feel safe if somebody walked in here with Ebola?
Yes, I would feel safe. As long as I would make sure I did the right thing with, donning and doffing the equipment, but I feel that the equipment is absolutely safe to protect me.
A reassurance from a man on the front lines of infectious disease protection at one of America's premier hospitals. At Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, I'm Justin Michaels, NECN.
This week,